The Pursuit of Dopamine Through Pain and Pleasure. This is Charlie Jacobson, and I'm excited to go down the rabbit hole to help you understand the driving forces that direct an individual through life. In the short time that I have experienced life so far, I have found myself caught up in many ups and downs. Whether it be from ending my basketball playing days, to going through a tough first breakup, to even being a young adult like most listening to this, trying to have a set-in-stone plan of my future. It forced me to become obsessed with the mind and why people do what they do. While spending late nights doing research, trying to find the answer to why the things all seem to be happening to me, I became very good friends with someone called YouTube. Looking up why people are leaving my life, how to get more people to like me, how to be more confident, how can I be rich, how can I attract more beautiful things in my life. Basically anything possible to get my wheels back on track. Although I have not yet found the answer to owning a white McLaren, which will happen, I was guided to a new world of mindfulness. I was introduced to individuals such as Tony Robbins, Andy Frisella, Simon Sinek, Brad Lee, and Grant Cardone, just to name a few. What these 5 men did for me was open my mind to the abundance of possibilities of this great life that we live in. Listening to their content gave me light to the mind that seemed to be in the darkest caves. What I found was that as I made it a habit to make them a part of my life, my brain became stronger and naturally became more confident. Now I say naturally for many reasons. I will sure to be covered later on. It intrigued me how listening to podcasts and lectures changed the scope of my daily thinking and became even more interested in the mind and why we do what we do. I would like to start off by saying thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. My goal sharing this is not to change your life. By no means am I trying to change your life. In fact, I am not in any position to do so either. However, I believe the information that I'm going to share is stuff that each and every one of you guys can relate to. Although I don't want to necessarily change your life, I do hope that the information that follows influences you in a positive direction and a more beautiful life. Pain and pleasure. There are 2 driving forces that move someone in the direction of their life. Human beings are looking for the 2 things. They are looking to maximize pleasure and or minimize the pain they experience. It starts with a statement you are telling yourself. For example, working out. You make the statement, I am working out so I feel good. The second way is, I am working out so I don't look fat. Those are 2 statements that mean the same exact thing. You are working out for a reason, however one is pushing you towards the reaching pleasure, the other is by running away from the pain. Believe it or not, we as humans look to avoid pain more than we do to gain pleasure. Can you relate to that? We are addicted to our past. When we focus more on the pleasure we receive rather than the pain we fear, we will venture down a smoother path. Allow me to put decisions based on pain and pleasure in perspective for you. Let's imagine the scenario of a dog. Why do you give your dog a treat after letting it outside? More than likely because it did its business outside, which is a whole heck of a lot better than doing it on your carpet. That's for sure. A treat is reward given the emotional pleasure. Each time the dog successfully goes outside and goes to the bathroom, they come running inside knowing dang well they are getting a treat. After time, the dog becomes trained to know that going outside means after they will receive pleasure. This is great. However, it works for the same for pain. Using a dog as a situation again, let's describe how minimizing pain plays a role in this. I personally never had a dog of my own, but at almost every house that I was in that did have a dog, the dog was not allowed on the furniture. What happened every time I was over there? You know it. The dog would go on the nice brown $900 couch, and it didn't take long for the owner to come and yell it and put it in a timeout. What was the owner doing indirectly? Yes, you are correct if you said giving it a painful emotion correlated with it. After some time, the dog realizes that being on the couch means pain, so therefore the dog resists going on it. I know dog owners out there are wanting this process to happen ASAP if it hasn't already. Let's break this down to a more relatable context. When I was 19, I started working at Sabre Lane's bowling alley. Of course, being who I am, I observed people's experiences there. What I found was when people who came in and bowled great games, they got a new ball, enjoyed the food, got drunk, which I'm not entirely for, and had a great time. Forget the pizza and beer. Let's imagine you went bowling with your friends and bowled a 280, while they bowled a 120 and a 130. Strike after strike, having fun. You know, while your friends may still be having fun, they are more frustrated because they can't strike. You're immediately attaching pleasure towards the idea of bowling, whereas your friends may have a different perspective. They may even think they suck, bowling is stupid, not fun, what have you. What does this mean, and how is it relevant? Let's say the following week you guys are deciding on a night out and what to do. Because of all the fun that you had last week, you might rattle out, "Hey, let's go bowling," with a big smile. Your friends look at you like you're crazy and decide to blow you off. How could that be? Bowling is so much fun. I'll tell you why. The meaning you gave the idea of bowling was very much different than theirs. In life, we have attached meanings to all of our different experiences we have. Sometimes we attach positive emotions towards something, which is pleasure, whereas others are viewed in our eyes as more negative, pain. Either way, bowling is just bowling, and things are just things. The only thing that is done is what it means to you. I'll give you a third example. Back in 2021, I was headed to coach a summer basketball game in Neenah and was traveling on Highway 41 South. On the rainy day I was traveling at 75 miles an hour in the right lane when a semi-truck started to enter my lane. All that I can remember is seeing the front end of that truck wedging into my small little two-seater Honda Del Sol. After immediate impact, I started to spin, crossing lanes and veering into oncoming traffic, coming at me at 70 miles an hour plus. Slamming into the guardrail and totaling my car. Now if we were deciding to decipher what this event caused me, pain or pleasure, I bet it is obvious which one you'd go with. Right. Pain. What do you think my subconscious mind was programmed into thinking now? My mind was now programmed to believe that the front of semis are all dangerous and that everyone from here on out is coming into my lane and causing me the same experience. Even though I am now sharing with what I know now, I continue to pass semis with the fear that it's going to happen again. Therefore, I either speed up or slow down when I may be in its blind spot. You guys don't pass every semi thinking this, but because I had an event that I was able to give meaning to, a belief was created in my mind. These are called anchors. An anchor, by definition, is something that holds another thing in place. The meanings sometimes can act as anchors that hold you from growth. These are just a few examples that show you how our perspectives of life change based on our own experiences and the meaning and outlook of life we choose to see. Two minds. What do you mean choose to see? Like I have control with what meaning I give to things. That's not possible. Actually, it is very much possible. Let's dive into it. We have two minds. We have our subconscious mind, which understands programs from repetition, and our conscious mind, which is known as the surface mind. Thought energy is traveling at an exceedingly high rate of vibration. Your conscious mind picks up the five senses: taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound, and send those through the form of vibrations. Through the meaning you decide to give to the things your five senses picks up, determines what you are feeding your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind acts as the receiving station, stating yes to everything you feed it. Let me share a short story. The tale of a wolf story. One evening, an elderly Cherokee brave told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, "My son, the battle is between wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other is good. It is joy, peace, love, hope, humility, kindness, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith." The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" The old Cherokee simply replied, "The one that you feed." As the saying goes, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right. We can influence what our subconscious mind is revealed to by the art of reframing our thoughts. Reframing, "I am no good at this," to "I can do this." Everybody hates me, to "I'm loved by so many." Well, Charlie, just lying to myself isn't going to do the trick. My answer to that is, you're right. Again, if you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're also right. The meaning we give things is developed by the level of belief we give something. Our thoughts and beliefs shape our perspective and how we choose to see things. Ever hear of the law of attraction? The law of vibration? What those are basically saying is, whatever you focus on, you will attract. What you focus on, you will see more of it. What you feed will survive. Have you ever been in a specific vehicle and all of a sudden you see a bunch just like it? I call this the red van theory. When I was growing up, my mom used to always have a red van. Every time I rode in her van, I would not see blue vans, but red vans everywhere. Were they always there? Am I tripping? What's going on? In fact, yes, they were always there. How come I didn't see them? That is where the role of your RAS comes in. RAS stands for Reticular Activating System. Your reticular activating system takes in the thoughts of your subconscious mind and projects them out to the world. While riding in my mom's car, I saw red vans because my subconscious mind was being fed that I was in a red van. At the time, my brain deemed the program, vans, and red as important. Remember, what you focus on, you see more of. That being said, if we choose to focus on negative things, we will begin to see more negativity throughout the world. However, if we reframe our thoughts and change the I can'ts to I cans, our subconscious mind will start to present more positivity. Now you may be asking, okay, I get it now. Whatever I focus on, I will get more of. How does this help me with my life? It begins with the filter you gave yourself to live with. Start out by saying the following positive 5. The positive 5 are as follows. Number 1, positive self-talk. Number 2, positive thoughts. Number 3, positive outlooks. Number 4, positive actions. And number 5, positive outcomes. Talking to yourself is a start. When you start to talk to yourself, you are actually talking to your subconscious mind. As you start to fill yourself with reframed statements, you will start to see a shift in your thoughts, which will lead you to having more positive outlooks. When people can see that the road ahead is bright, they become more inclined to take positive actions. This sets you up for creating positive outcomes. Well, at my time at Sabre Lanes, there was a man that we will call